Hello my dear students in grade 6. In this video we're going to talk about simple present and present progressive tense, which is also known by present continuous tense. First, the objectives of this video are: define the simple present tense, define the present progressive tense, and at the end we're going to solve the exercise. Now we will start with the simple present tense. The simple present tense is used in two ways. First, when I have an action that happens regularly or when I have a habitual action. For example, every day I brush my teeth. This shows that every day is a repetitive word. It gives me a repetitive meaning. Every day I brush my teeth. So it's a habitual action and I should use the simple present. Second one, when I have a general fact that's always true and can't be changed. Example, it rains in winter. So always, when I have a fact, I should use simple present tense. Now, I have these two sentences. Sentence number 1. The student solves his homework every day. What's the verb in sentence number 1? Of course, it solves. It comes after the subject. Do I have a time expression, a word that tells me about time? Yes, and it is every day. In sentence number 2, the boys play football outside every week. What's the verb in sentence number 2? It's play, and it comes after the subject, the boys. What's the time expression in this sentence? It's every week. So what did we conclude, or what do we conclude from the previous sentences? We concluded two things: the form and the time expression. The form I have if the subject is singular, and I have if the subject is plural. First, if the subject is singular, I should add s or es to the verb. Example, plays, eats, catches. She plays, he eats, it catches, etc. And if the subject is plural, I should keep the verb as it is. They play, we eat, the boys catch. Okay? So we have a plural subject. What are the time expression or the words that shows the time expression used with the simple present? Every day, every week, every Monday, every year, every month, etc. Every with any word, always, often, regularly. These are the time expressions that we use with the simple present. Now, how can I form the negative form of simple present tense? I have two ways. I have if the subject is singular, and I have if the subject is plural. If the subject is singular, I should add does plus not before the verb, and it's very important to drop the s. For example, I have she reads a story every day. She is a singular subject. Reads is a verb in the simple present. It will become she doesn't read a story every day. I drop the s that it's here. And if the subject is plural, I should add do plus not before the verb. For example, they drink milk in the morning. They don't drink milk in the morning. As in the negative form, we have the question form of the simple present tense. Also if I have a singular subject and if I have a plural subject. If the subject is singular, I put does before the subject, then I drop the s from the verb, and then I continue the sentence. And it's very important to put a question mark at the end. For example, the teacher writes the date every day. In the question form, it will become, does the teacher write the date every day? I drop the s from here, I put does at the beginning, and I put a question mark at the end of the sentence. If the subject is plural, I put do before the subject and then I continue my sentence. And don't forget to put a question mark at the end. For example, they sleep early, then it will become do they sleep early? Now we're going to move to the present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used in one way, when I have an action that's happening now or at the moment of speaking. I'm telling you now what I'm doing or now what's happening, now what's the teacher is doing. I give you a right now action. For example, now the kids are sleeping in their rooms. The action is happening now. I have this time expression. So here also we have two sentences to analyze together. Sentence number 1, the students are doing an online quiz now. Where is the verb in this sentence? The verb is are doing. It comes after the subject. Do we have a time expression? Yes, and it's now. Sentence number 2. Right now, the teacher is explaining the lesson. What's the verb in this sentence? Is explaining. What's the time expression used here? It's right now. It depends. Sometimes the time expression is at the end of the sentence, sometimes it's at the beginning, and sometimes it comes at the middle or in the middle of the sentence. So what do we conclude from the previous sentences? Of course, we concluded the form and we concluded the time expression. The form is verb to be plus verb plus ing. The verb to be is am is are. I am sleeping, she is eating, they are working. Am is for I, is for singular, he, she, it, and are is for plural, they, we, you, and etc. What are the time expressions used with the present progressive tense or present continuous? They are now, right now, at the moment, or at this moment. And also for the present progressive tense, I have a negative form and I have a question form. In the negative form, I just add not to the verb to be in the sentence. I add not to am or to is and to are. I am not playing, she isn't playing, they aren't playing. And in the question form, I move the verb to be to the beginning of the sentence and then I continue it as it is and I just put the question mark at the end. They are studying for the quiz. It will become are. I move are to the beginning. Are they studying for the quiz? And I put a question mark. Now let's practice together. Here I have 5 sentences and they told me to put the verb into the correct tense and I should use the simple present tense or the present continuous tense, which is also the present progressive tense. Let's start with the first one. It always rained during the winter season. First, this sentence is a fact. Okay, and I have always, so for sure I should use the simple present tense. I look here, I have it, and it is a singular subject, so I put always rains. I add s to the verb. Sentence number 2. Keep calm, the baby sleep inside. I'm telling you now at the moment of speaking to keep calm because the baby is sleeping inside. So I used the present continuous or the present progressive tense because I'm telling you about an action that's happening now. And baby is singular, so I used is. Sentence number 3. They not feed the birds every day. Here I have a time expression which is every day. Also I have not. So what should I put? I put not with simple present tense. The subject is plural, so I should put do not feed, and I keep the verb as it is. With the plural subject, I put do. Sentence number 4. Now I can't understand what they say. Also here I have a time expression and it is now. Now shows me that or tells me that I should use the present continuous or present progressive tense. So I say I can't understand what they are saying. They is a plural, I put are. And the last one is a question form. Layla eats sushi. It's a normal question. You can ask it for anyone. Okay, so what should I use with it? I'm not asking her now if she's eating sushi. I ask her in general. So I tell her, does Layla eat sushi? I put does at the beginning, then I put the subject, and I put the verb as it is. Thank you for lending me your attention, and I wish you understood the lesson very well. Have a nice day.